Chapter 7. Secrets from the Street. I didn't want to believe it at first. Not my daddy. Not the man who held my hand when I was scared, who showed up for every important moment in my life. But the whispers kept growing louder. And then whispers turned to stories. Stories turned to facts. My father sold drugs. And not just to strangers. To people I knew. People I loved, classmates, neighbors, even family. The truth hit me like a betrayal I didn't see coming. How could the man who loved me so deeply contribute to the destruction of other people's lives? How could he sell the very thing that shattered so many homes, including ours? At first, I tried to justify it. Maybe he needed the money. Maybe it was survival. Maybe he didn't know the harm it would cause. But deep down, I knew he did. He was smart. He was aware. And he chose to keep doing it anyway. What hurt the most wasn't just the act, it was the ripple effect. I watched people close to me fall apart. I watched my own brother spiral into addiction. And I can't unsee that pain. I can't unfeel the way my heart shattered knowing that the same hands that held me in love once handed someone else the very thing that took them away from themselves. I remember walking the halls of school, hearing people mention my daddy's name like he was a legend in the streets. But it didn't feel like pride. It felt like shame, like something I needed to cover up, like something that dimmed the light I carried as his daughter. How do you love someone who's responsible for someone else's destruction? That's a question I've asked myself over and over. It sits heavy in my chest. I want to remember him as my protector, not as someone who brought harm into the world. But both exist. Both are true. He didn't just sell drugs. He sold them to people I knew. He watched the consequences and still kept going. And while he gave me love, he gave others pain. That's a truth I can't ignore anymore. I didn't want to see this side of him. But healing requires truth, even when it hurts, even when it shakes the image of someone you thought you knew. And this truth? It's one of the hardest ones I've ever had to face. But I'm facing it now. Not to hate him, but to heal the little girl inside me who thought love meant ignoring the damage. And to honor the woman I've become, who sees it all clearly and still chooses to heal anyway.